Hundreds of preserved footprints discovered on the Merseyside coastline have given scientists a snapshot of how our landscapes have changed since the Ice Age. The mudbeds are one of the world's largest collections of prehistoric animal tracks and show how the area was once home to animals like red deer, wild boars and wolves, as our science correspondent Victoria Gill now reports.
These sandy shores are constantly shifting. And as the sea and wind reshape this coastline, they're revealing evidence of who and what lived here thousands of years ago.
This bed ranges from round about 8,500 years old to about 8,200 years old.
So what are we looking at here?
Okay, so here we're looking at a whole range of red deer hoof prints, and you can see here the heel shape as well.
Okay, so it's a real mould. You can see the heel and the
Yes, you can see every
toes.
feature.
Yeah.
Here's the human footprints.
Wow.
The red deer footprints are slightly younger because this footprint is probably on at least one, if not two layers lower than the red deer footprints.
The lower you go,
the older
you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Footsteps were preserved here in what was a huge tidal mudflat, indentations baked in the sun and buried. But in this soft sediment, the prints can be eroded away within weeks or days of being exposed to the elements. So researchers have documented and dated 31 beds of ancient footprints here. Digital scans have preserved impressions that have now been washed away forever. It's a years-long study that's shown the footprints to be much older than thought, spanning a timeline from 9,000 years ago, when this area was roamed by deer, wild cattle, wolves and lynx. But around 5,500 years ago, when the sea reclaimed expanses of land and humans settled by the coast, that changed dramatically.
It was a sort of Irish Sea Basin Serengeti. It was a really biodiverse landscape with lots of animals. So what's really interesting is that we see a biodiversity hotspot and a very distinctive coastal habitat has gone as a response to rapid sea level rise, but also as a response to human changes such as the development of agriculture. So we've been able to track a major ecosystem change solely from looking at the footprint record.
These fragile, muddy beds form one of the largest collections of prehistoric animal tracks on Earth. And as the coast here changes, erosion uncovers more undiscovered layers of footprints beneath. With sea levels rising, these tell a story of how coastal wildlife hotspots around the world could transform thousands of years into the future. Victoria Gill, BBC News, Formby Beach.